Good morning, everyone. I am Carol Williams. We are back with another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration. So the first thing I want to talk to you all about is the travel ban for 39 countries. A federal judge determined that ban was not good and determined that it was over. So the ban for the countries is now over. However, we fully expect the federal government to appeal that decision. So we're just kind of waiting on that. But USCIS has finally updated their website, indicating that they are that they know about the federal court case and that they are going to abide by the federal court case. But it also kind of dropped some language in their announcement that said, we will continue to update this as the case winds its way through the court system, type of deal, which to me says that they are getting ready to appeal this decision. So hopefully we'll see some cases that were on hold from these 30 plus countries. Hopefully we'll get to see some decisions on them fairly soon. So we'll keep you up to speed on that. But again, a federal court judge ruled that this ban, this pause on 30 plus countries on their applications is over. So we'll see how long it stays over in terms of when the federal government will actually appeal and when we'll get a decision based on that appeal. But for right now, no more ban. Next up, I want to talk about the $100,000 fee for H-1Bs. Another federal court judge found that $100,000 fee to be impermissible. And this, frankly, is just in time for those individuals that were selected in the lottery, but their filing of an H-1B application would in fact trigger that $100,000 fee. So if you entered somebody in the lottery, you got selected in the lottery, but that person is outside of the U.S. and would need to process a visa at a consulate, they can now do that. So without triggering the $100,000 fee, it is truly just in time to meet the June 30th deadline for filing all H-1B applications that were selected in the lottery. Again, fully expect the government to appeal this federal court decision. So for now, the $100,000 fee is not applicable. We will see what happens if and when the federal government appeals, and then the decision on that appeal. So I will keep you up to date on that as well. Department of State decided that they, I guess, felt left out of the announcements. So Department of State has created an expedite fee for B1, B2 visitor visa appointments. They have announced a temporary rule that now offers a $750 fee to expedite your B1, B2, which is a visitor visa, appointments at some, not all, consular posts overseas. I haven't seen where they have told us which consular posts these will be at. As soon as I know, I will let you all know, but I just haven't seen that list come out yet. This rule is effective July 1 through December 31st, so it's kind of looking like a bit of a pilot program to me. And then we'll kind of see what the data looks like. And then I guess at the end of December of this year, they will decide what they want to do, whether they want to keep it, change the fee, change the process, whatever, tweak the whole thing. The comments, if you have comments on this rule, those are due by July 9 of this year. So we'll see what happens with that. But for now, we are looking at I'm going to call it a pilot program for an expedite to get your visitor visa appointments. Again, it will only be in some, not all, U.S. consulates overseas, and I have not seen a list of which consulates those will be as of yet. I want to give you guys an update on the adjustment of status memo. I have been fielding emails and phone calls galore about this. The memo is still around. The fanfare on it is in fact dying down. We're seeing it implemented inconsistently across local offices in the country. And I think that will happen for quite some time. Having worked at headquarters in USCIS, I know that it takes time for the policy, the internal policy, to make it from headquarters down to the local offices, down to the actual folks that are doing the work, down to those adjudicators that you see when you go in for your interview. So applied very inconsistently across the country at this point. Some offices are not applying it at all. Other offices are asking a few extra questions about, did you know about consular processing when you filed your application? If you did, why didn't you choose consular processing? So it is all over the map still. But we've heard that the government is sort of backing off this memo, but we haven't seen anything in writing from the government stating that they are backing off the memo. So we'll see. But it's there. It's still there. I am taking a wait and see approach. I am, of course, going to prepare clients as if the memo is still in play in all of the offices in which we have interviews upcoming. And we'll see. The next thing I want to talk to you about, again, I feel like Department of State was feeling really, really left out of some of these updates. So the Associated Press has reported that the Department of State, because they oversee all of the consulates, is looking to reduce visa operations in some of the African countries, and they are looking to create sort of visa processing hubs across the continent, whereby not every country would be able to go in and apply. Not every country would have a consulate that would process visa applications. Some of those citizens, if their consulate didn't process visa applications, then they would need to go to the closest hub to them. We haven't heard anything concrete about this from Department of State itself. This is just a report that we have received from the Associated Press. So we'll see what happens. Also, the last thing I want to talk about this morning is from an NPR report that essentially said that the Small Business Administration, otherwise known as the SBA, is no longer loaning or approving loans for businesses that are not 100% U.S. owned. So if you are a lawful permanent resident, i.e. not a U.S. citizen, and you were thinking about getting a loan from the SBA, now is the time to have a conversation with that SBA lender and see if that is still an option for you or what other options you may have. That is all I have for y'all this morning. So kind of an active morning, an active week of updates that I wanted to give to y'all. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, give our office a call, and we are happy to help you. So have a wonderful rest of your Monday and a great